Hello everyone, this is Mr. Matthew here, and today I will give you guys my reaction on the Kong Bananza direct that just happened today. So, I wanna say this direct actually made me change a lot of things. Like, if you don't know um, what I've been talking about with Kong recently is that I've made, these like five hate videos on the Donkey Kong series, and honestly, this direct alone made me feel like I take all these videos back. Because to be honest, I feel like I don't hate Donkey Kong all that much. I just sort of kinda went ahead in a rage bait. Yeah, I fully admit that these videos that was just me hating on the Donkey Kong series, saying that, oh, Mario is better, Mario is the best, and all that. Like, I still prefer Mario, but honestly, I sort of take back all these videos, and I have explained in one of the comments saying that I just went in some like stupid rambling, and I feel like I did, yeah. Um, and honestly, this looking at this direct in Donkey Kong Bonanza made me feel like I regret all these videos. Like now, I actually respect Donkey Kong more as part of the Mario franchise, and like honestly, I don't know. I think about all these videos, and I'm going to be upfront with you all by saying that yeah, these videos are purely just rage bait, and also number one, and were also purely because I was just starving for content. Yeah, I also was like very on a content drought. I was like really starving for content. I wanted to do some stuff, but yeah, honestly, I should have done better content next time. And I will address that. Before I talk about this threats, I will fully address that I take back everything about those videos that I did. Like about the Donkey Kong series. I'll just say I take them back, and I honestly am open to giving the Donkey Kong series a shot. So yeah, I'm just open to giving the Donkey Kong series a shot, and I definitely respect the games, just like as being part of the Mario franchise. Even though I may not like the Donkey Kong games as much as Mario or Yoshi, I still really do respect the games now. And I will say that Donkey Kong Bonanza really had me excited. Like when the trailer came out, I was like, okay, Donkey Kong, I don't play much Donkey Kong games, but, this looks cool. But this direct actually had me really excited. Like, I was just like, okay, this is really exciting, just watching the direct. Like, I was kinda going into it thinking it's gonna be another, oh, could it be another Mario Kart World situation where it's like, oh, it's just information we know about. But now, honestly, the hype is quite real, um, and I feel like, I actually do feel quite excited. I never have thought I said that, but it's true, honestly. And I honestly feel excited to try out the Donkey Kong games even. Maybe I'll try out Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, 3, Returns, and Tropical Freeze at some point, and maybe give 64 and Joe will beat a shot. I'm not 100%ing them, that's for sure, but I will give them a shot, yeah. It made me really open to the franchise now. So, yeah. And I will say that, okay, so I think I've, rambled enough. Let's just get into the direct. So, the direct opens with the reveal that the odd rot, that rot that appeared in the trailer and in the demo of the game. Yeah, that rot is Pauline. So yeah, that art that was leaked that had a little kid Pauline in there, that was real. Pauline is in this game, like for real, and she's actually a major part in this game. She's the companion of Tontitan. Wait a second, I think it's here we go. So yeah, she's a companion of Tontitan, and it's honestly quite really cool. And we see her accompanying Donkey Kong, and Donkey Kong, likes bananas, and she wants to get back to her home in the surface. And I honestly really like the visuals of this game. Like looking at this game, I honestly feel like I was like, Okay, now I understand why people are comparing this to Super Mario Odyssey. I definitely understand it now, and not only that, I will say that the moves, the way there's like different moves, the way there's like a lot of platforming, a lot of talent challenges, it's just like really cool, and honestly I feel like at this point it's really like super detailed. I love, the cartoony aesthetics, and I just think that the game looks like wow, how you're platforming. And we also get to see like a lot of power-ups, like there's a lot of transformation, when you meet the elderly animals. Donkey Kong transforms into Kong Bananza, where he's like the Super Saiyan form, transforming, like punching through his way. And then there's the zebra one where he can dash through multiple through like routes and whatnot. There's also the zebra Tron where he can dash through roads and whatnot. It's really cool. And the ostrich Tron where he can fly and even hover, through the sky, which had me really excited. Not gonna lie. And we also got to see lots of collectibles. There's the fossils, which can be traded for more items. There's like coins that you can collect for more costumes. There's even a steel tree, which is really great. I really liked, the addition of a steel tree, and I have to say, and there's also, like some coins you collect, to get the Benandium gems. So the main collectibles of this game are the Benandium gems. So yeah, it's true that the Benandium gems are the Power Moon equivalents of this game. So yeah, and it's honestly really cool, like going through all these terrains. You have multiple levels. There's like the first level being Indoor Isle, and then you have like multiple through levels and levels and levels, and it's just really cool. And I have to say that it's really cool. There's also an amiibo figure. This team also has an amiibo, which is great. Um, there's also you can share it through Game Share through the Nintendo Switch One even, which is great. And I have to say it's really cool. Like the game just looks definitely great, and I felt more hyped for it. Like I honestly take back all the stuff I said about the Donkey Kong series. I truly am sorry, for the rage bait. I got two comments that weren't happy with this, and I definitely, for all the people that didn't like, those videos, I definitely, like it's like I didn't enter that much. I just, like, and if anyone finds those videos, I just wanna clarify that these videos are now outdated. Yeah, they're just 1 week old, but they're just outdated. And now I'm honestly open to giving Donkey Kong a shot. I'm honestly open to branching out in Mario. Like now I'm gonna focus on the mainline games because there's a few mainline games I haven't played. Those being 3D Land, Galaxy 2, New Super Mario Bros. DS, Wii, and 2. But now I'm just open. I'm really like open to giving extra stuff a shot. I think the only thing I want is the Super Smash Bros. I don't care about Super Smash Bros. Personally, but yeah. Yeah, because like to me personally, I feel like with Nintendo, I just care about Mario. I don't care much about other stuff. But to think that there's Pauline and Donkey Kong, honestly, I kind of underestimated the value of Donkey Kong. While I don't want Donkey Kong to replace Mario, I still definitely underestimated his value, and I think Donkey Kong really contributed a lot to the Mario universe. So yeah, I definitely do feel, like I definitely was underestimating this game quite a lot, and I was like, yeah, why is it not a 3D Mario game? But now, honestly, Donkey Kong really deserves it, and and yeah, I definitely take back everything I said, and I just wanna say that I really enjoy it. I keep repeating myself, but let's get to the point. And the last thing I want to mention is the villains. So the villains are the Void Company. You have these three cons. You have the Grumpy Con, who is like this big guy making corporate, machines to stop the heroes. You got the Puppy Con, who is the female con, who's like who's like the secretary. She's like the she's like the collector-tron, just helping the others. And then you got the void-tron, who is this greedy little boss who wants, power, and he wants to take over control. And it's just like, they're funny, honestly. I might get used to these villains. They're really funny. And there's also Cranky-tron, and there's what was the Trino's name again? Darby. So sorry, I'm not familiar with Donkey Kong games all that much, so um I'm sorry. I've got to look up the Donkey Kong name, the Donkey name, that Rhino name, the one that goes with Tennessee Town. What's his name again? What's the name of the donkey? Sorry. Ah, Rambi. Yeah, that was it. Rambi. Yeah, the Rhino. Sorry, I did remember the name. So yeah, Rambi. And you also thought Diddy and Ditsy in this game. They do appear, but they like appear as NPCs, and I think they only appear as like a small section where you battle them off. So yeah, I will say I'm really looking forward to this game, and there's also voice acting. Yeah, there's full blown voice acting from Pauline, which sounds really cool. I really am open to more voice acting in Mario games, especially since I think the last Mario game with like full on voice acting was Sunshine. Yeah, I think from my memory it was Sunshine. Yeah. Like all the other games, have like very minimal stuff like "Go on, Mario, Yahoo, yeah, like that type of like grunts. And I think Sunshine was definitely the last Mario game with like full on voice acting, mainly like the beginning and the end of the game and midway, mainly in the opening cutscene in the Sunshine has voice acting in like the opening cutscene in the Peanut Park level and in the end of the game. Yeah. So yeah. And also 64 as well, had Peach, spout some lines, but that's about it. Donkey Kong Bonanza's gonna have full voice acting from Pauline, and there could be honestly a story even. Like, there's actually a full blown narrative in this game, um, like how Donkey Kong, finds this poor little girl named Pauline, and he's rescuing her and trying to get her back to the surface, and there's these villains who are after her and after, all the Benendium gems and want to control power and seize over control, etc. Like this game actually might have a narrative that might feel like a Pixar movie. Genuinely impressive. So yeah, and there's also this song that's really cool, the break with your heart, which really, the song that played, it was really cool. I really did this song quite a lot, and I really did the move sets. And there's also like the challenges where like to break certain bosses you race against, and you do like 2D sections that are very that are corresponded to the Rareware Donkey Kong games. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with like Tradeware and all that stuff. Even though, like, I'm someone who's not very familiar with Donkey Kong names. I've played the first Donkey Kong Country like a little bit, and I just found it very difficult, so I never finished it. I never beat it. But like even as someone like me who was never even been that experienced with Donkey Kong, this game looks so hyped that I might really want it. Inshallah, maybe if I get to Switch 2 at some point in the future. Hell, if the 3D Mario game comes out, I want that, of course. I want that first, of course. But if a 3D Mario game, like it's just, I will take it to hyperbole. If I did the Switch 2 and the 3D Mario game is out by then, I'll take the 3D Mario game, of course, first. But I might consider giving Bonanza a shot. I definitely do. I actually do. I might even consider giving all the Donkey Kong games a shot. So yeah, maybe like for later, since I'm focused on other games, like the mainline Mario games, those are, even the SpongeBob games, those are like, for me, my focus. But but yeah, but like honestly, like I said, if I did the Switch 2, the mainline Mario game is of course to be my first priority, and even Mario Kart World. But I might try out Donkey Kong Bonanza. I genuinely do feel like I might try out Donkey Kong Bonanza. Like, looking at this theme, and like there's also like the checklist, where you can collect fossil, and there's also the checklist where you can count Benendian gems. It's very similar to the Power Moon list from Super Mario Odyssey. And you can also listen to soundtracks and take a nap, which is really cool. Like, and fast travel even. Like, looking at this theme, I honestly think I might really try it out. Like, it looks hype, genuinely. Even if I'm very like not that experienced with Donkey Kong as much as Mario. I'm like a huge mainline Mario fan. So yeah, I definitely take about. So like I said, I've said this multiple times in the video, but yeah, I take about all the stuff I said in the previous videos. It was all just trolling and rage baiting, and I just take that back. And me personally, I am hyped. I definitely am excited to see what Kong Bananza offers, and I might definitely check it out. It's gonna be fun, and I'm definitely excited to what Nintendo has to offer in the future, even because games like this like shows that even if Nintendo may not have the best practices, let's say. I'm not gonna get too deep into that, but even if they don't, they can still make great games, and Don't Run Bonanza just shows that they still have the charm, they still have the capability of just pushing forward their IPs, and I genuinely admire that from them. So yeah, so yeah, thank you all for watching. Don't Run Bonanza looks cool, and I'm really excited for the Switch 2 for the mainline Mario game. I hope it comes out, inshallah. There will get Mario's 40th anniversary direct, and it will have exciting announcements. So yeah, and I'm definitely excited for the new Mario movie next year. So I'm more hyped than ever for the Mario franchise, and I thank you all for watching, and have a peaceful day, everyone. Downtown Bonanza will come out, and we will be very have fun a lot. Have a peaceful day.